Greetings guys, girls and non-binary pals, and welcome back to another video. I hope that you are well and I hope that you are fighting, because there is a lot to be fighting for. As usual, there will be links in the description for petitions, donations and emails to send to MPs that I update regularly, so be sure to check that out. Before I get into today's video, I would like to give a big thank you to our patrons: Amy, Emily, Iz, Eliza, Mimi, Jordan, Midge, Gina, Phoebe, Roxy and Theo. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate it and it really helps in being able to continue this content. If you want to join, it is patreon.com/savvycat, or the link is in the description. You get a whole bunch of perks. I do a mini series over there 2 to 3 times a week, and there's access to a private Instagram, podcast a week early, and a ton more. So if you want to check that out, I'd appreciate it heaps. Today's video, of course, is another sex education video. There were a ton of questions I didn't get to last time, and a ton more questions have been asked. And a recurring one that I got asked was about masturbation. So I thought that I would sit down and answer some of those questions and talk about it, because there is such a big stigma in it. People don't like talking about it and there's so much shame associated with it, and I wanted to sit down and talk about it. First things first, I got a lot of people saying that they feel guilty or they feel shame when they masturbate, and why is that? Is it normal? Is it okay? And I want to say that the reason that you feel those emotions is because we are taught not to embrace our sexuality. It's really interesting because we're told that our bodies are sexual. As I said in my last video, we're told that our bodies are sexual, but we're told that they're sexual for men. We're taught that our bodies exist for a man's pleasure, which is disgusting. And there's a lot of shame around embracing your own sexuality and being a sexual being, to the point where people who are in relationships often feel as though they aren't allowed to masturbate because they have a partner. And I'm going to talk about that soon too, so stay tuned. But basically, yeah, you feel guilt and you feel shame because we are taught not to embrace our sexuality. But masturbation is normal. It is not only very healthy, it is also very helpful, both for your relationship with yourself and your relationship with potential sexual partners. It allows you to get to know your own body better. It helps you to understand what you like, what you don't like. You can figure out what you're into, and it allows communication to happen better between you and a partner, because you're able to tell them, hey, this is what I like. Can you please do this? It also helps you feel empowered in talking about it, so you don't feel as awkward because you know what you're talking about, you know what you want, what you like. And having that relationship with your body, knowing what's going on with your body, can help you with your confidence and your empowerment, because you get to know your body. I spend a lot of my life avoiding my body, avoiding looking at it, avoiding having a relationship with it, because I felt so terrible about myself. And I found that once I said, fuck that, and I invested and I bought my first vibrator, I started masturbating more and getting more comfortable with my body, which helped me get more comfortable with my sexuality, and it actually helped empower me a lot. And over time, my collection has grown quite drastically. Because you know what? I'm going to invest in me and my pleasure, because that's important. And it's really helped me get to know my body and become more comfortable within my body, within my sexuality, and communicating with partners. And although that is still scary because I have anxiety, it is definitely much easier, and I am much more aware of what I like and just what's going on. And that sort of takes me to the next question, which I mentioned before, is that my partner doesn't like it when I masturbate. And to that I say, what the fuck? But that's sort of like saying that your body exists for their pleasure, and that is so not okay. It's not cheating. And as I say, it helps you embrace your sexuality more, and it'll help you have better partnered sex. Masturbating helps have better partnered sex because you become more comfortable with your body, you learn more about what you like and what you dislike. It's much easier to experiment when you're by yourself. Experimenting with stuff can be really weird and uncomfortable, and although it's great if you feel like you can trust a partner with that, sometimes you don't know if you're going to enjoy it, and so it's easier to do that with yourself. And then you can take that to your partner and have that discussion, and you already know that you like it or you don't like it. And it just helps a lot with the momentum of the relationship, and it just helps build a stronger foundation because you have a better relationship with yourself sexually, and thus there's going to be more comfort within the relationship as well. And that also includes toys. You obviously don't have to use a toy. However, they can really enhance the experience. And toys aren't just for self-love sessions. You can also incorporate them into partnered sex, which is amazing because they enhance pleasure, right? Like, they exist for the purpose to enhance your pleasure, whether that be external, internal, foreplay, during sex, whatever. You can incorporate whatever toys you like into sex, however you like, and it enhances pleasure. And a lot of people, particularly men, feel very self-conscious of this. I've heard so many people say that their boyfriends won't let them get a vibrator or a dildo or a sex toy of any sort because they think that it's going to replace them, or like, why isn't my dick good enough sort of thing, you know? Which is, they're different. A toy doesn't replace a person. Yes, there is a joke that it does, like, who needs men when I have a vibrator? Like, it's a funny joke, but it's a joke. Why can't men take jokes? Honestly. They're so fragile. Oh my god. They're not there to replace a partner. They're there to enhance pleasure. And that can be really fun to do with a partner, whether that's a female partner, a male partner, a non-binary partner, whomever. They can enhance the experience. Sex and self-love sessions, that's what I'm going to call them, are two very, very different things. They're two very different experiences. Even like mutual masturbation and then self-love sessions are two different things. Even if you're doing the same thing, they're two very different experiences, because if you have a different person there, it changes the dynamic. There's like intimacy between two or more people, and it's not a replacement. Also, if you want to incorporate toys into partnered sex, it's really great to use them on your own first, right? Like, you know what you like, you know how you want to use it, you know what you're into, you can sort of give advice, you can sort of talk about how you want to incorporate it, and it allows you to have a discussion. If your partner doesn't like you masturbating, or you don't like your partner masturbating, I think you need to have a conversation and discuss why. Where does that insecurity come from? Why do you have that insecurity? And just talk about it and figure it out, and realize that it has nothing to do with the other person, and it is an important natural thing for you to do. Even if you're living together, even if you spend most of your time together, you should set aside some like self-love time, because it is important and you don't want to lose that relationship that you have with your body. And it's such a different experience. They are not the same. They do not correlate. And like I say, you can do anything you like when you're by yourself. When you're with a partner, obviously you can't do anything you like, because there has to be a conversation, there has to be agreement, there has to be consent. And sometimes your partner isn't into something that you're into. And sometimes you might be with your partner and they're aroused and you're not aroused, and you don't really want to have sex at that point. Don't give in if you don't want to, but you can say, hey, I'm not feeling it at the moment, but I can leave the room for a little bit, or you can do it while I'm here, up to you entirely. But you can have that conversation and sort of come to this thing of like, if one of us isn't in the mood, the other one can leave the room, or whatever arrangement you want to come up with. Maybe have that conversation and sort of, you know, normalize talking about masturbation. Talk about that within your relationship and sort of be like, well, I figured this out. Well, when I was by myself, I did this, and I really liked the way that that felt. Can you do that too? And it just betters the experience. A lot of this I've talked about has been partner focused, because so many people have that sort of insecurity and within a relationship, and will neglect themselves within their relationship and aren't satisfied. And I just wanted to let you know that it is okay to have self-love sessions when you're in a relationship, and if your partner doesn't respect that, have a conversation. And if they still don't respect it, also, a good reminder is that orgasms boost your immune system. So if you're like masturbating every day and orgasming every day, just fuck Rona, you know? People ask as well, right? Like, I'm masturbating every single day. Is there something wrong with me? Is that too much? No! Who cares? Do it as much as you like. You could be doing it 3 times a day. If your sex drive is that high, that is fine, as long as you aren't neglecting your other responsibilities. It's sort of like the, have I slept with too many people? No, you haven't. Sleep with as many people as you want to. It's up to you. It's your body. We just have to end this idea that we aren't allowed to be sexual and that we have to feel shame within our sexualities. And you have to understand that everyone has a different sex drive. Some people will masturbate like once a month. Some people less than that. Some people twice a day. It is different for every single person. And it can help strengthen relationships in the way of, if you have an unmatched sex drive, you might be able to balance it out a little bit more by that. It's so healthy and it is so normal, and there is absolutely no need to feel shame about it. I will link a ton of Instagram accounts that I follow that have really helped to empower me and teach me about my body and about my sexuality and allow me to embrace that and feel empowered within it. I definitely recommend going and checking them out. I will write a little bit of information with them as well. If you have any more questions about this topic, do let me know. I have just added a section on my website at thequeerkiwi.com/askmeanything, and you can email me just any questions or concerns that you have, and I will try and make a video where I answer as many questions as I can. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but I have on this really nifty top. Nifty? It's a little rainbow and it says just human. I hand stitched it myself. I also cropped it. So these are for sale on my website. In my last video, you saw me make this one, which is part of my All Bodies Are Valid line. But I also have the rainbow and a rainbow kiwi fruit that says educate and validate. And they have now just gone live on my website, thequeerkiwi.com/shop. The link is in my description. If you want to go buy some and show your support, that would be incredible. I also have tote bags. These fit a lot of stuff as well. Like you can fit, I had my laptop, my makeup, a liter of water, and still room for more stuff. All the products that I have are carbon neutral, sustainably sourced organic cotton, and fair trade, and these are all designed and stitched by me, all customizable. When you go to the hand stitched tee product, you fill out sort of what you're after. The rainbows I can modify and I can make them whichever pride flag that you like. I can do like a bi-colored rainbow, I can do a lesbian rainbow, I can do an asexual rainbow, whatever you like. All the designs are available on black and white and completely up to you. On the Validate All Bodies line, you choose what thread color you like, what body type and boob type, and if you want any scars, and I will do that for you. I just want to, I want to be inclusive of everyone. I want to validate everyone, and I really hope that you enjoy the products. I've made them as cheap as I can based on the price that they were and the time that I spend on them. So I hope that you enjoy them. You also get a discount when you join either one of my Patreons. The Patreon I mentioned earlier in this video is like my family-friendly bonus content Patreon, but in light of Validate All Bodies, I've also created an 18+ not safe for work Patreon if you would like to join that, where I just sort of post photos of just like normalizing my body and female bodies, and I do like really natural photos and then also like powerful photos, I like to call them, and I do bonus videos on there as well. So I'm about to do a video talking about some piercings that I have that's only going to be available on Patreon. Thank you so much for coming along. I hope that you have had a good time. I hope that you've learned. I hope that you feel educated and that you feel validated and that maybe I've helped empower you a little bit. Please feel free to like and comment and subscribe and maybe share the video with someone who might need to hear it. Send it to a partner. Send this to your partner. If you have a partner who tells you you aren't allowed to masturbate, send this to them. Okay? Great. I'll give them a talking to, okay? Enjoy the rest of your day. I will see you in a few days. Stay safe. Keep fighting. I love you. Mwah. And when you close your eyes,